Alright folks, this is Crazy Kyle and I'm going to show you how I think you make the perfect hot ham and cheese sandwich with just American cheese. Now if we wanted to make some more advanced hot ham and cheese, we'd use some like smoked Gouda with a little bit of Swiss or some pepper jack. But we're going straight just American cheddar right now. So first we're going to do is we're going to take the ham I have. Alright, so we want as big a slices as possible, so I'm going to take the biggest piece of ham that I have. Okay, now I'm going to begin to cut this ham. Now that's a little on the thick side, but I needed a flat, even piece. And since that was wonky shaped, I couldn't do it like that. But now that I can, we're going to cut some thinner slices. This ham was not wanting to cut as well as I wanted to. I might have needed a sharp under my knife. See, that's too thick in some spots. We need it perfect. Okay, we need it perfect. There we go. Nice and thin like that. We're going to cut that fat piece off. Alright, so that's what we're looking for, you know, thin. I need another spot to put this. Alright, we'll just put it over here. There we go. So nice thin slices, but again we want to cut off this fat cap. We don't want that on our sandwich. So we're making slices of ham, just like that. Oswaldo, that's pretty genius, dog. That's pretty genius. That's got too much of the fat cap. We don't want the fat cap. We want the Alright, we're going to trim this one down just a little bit. Alright. Another little slice. I think it's a little too thick right here. That'll work. Alright, we want one more slice of ham out of this biscuit. Don't ask ask why I was letting my ambidextrous decide how I would position the hand to cut it, that was just silly brain thought. Oh, that's a nice piece of ham. That's too big for the sandwich. Let's Alright, I think that's probably enough. Alright. Alright, now we need to get our bread out. Alright, we got our cheese. Wash our hands. Oh, couldn't find my bread. It was sitting right next to me. I'm so blind. My grandpa would have said if it was a snake, it would have bit me. Alright. Got our bread. Alright, missing one seasoning. Where? Garlic salt will work. Okay, yep, unable to find it, so improvising. Alright. Now we want to butter this bread up real quick. Now some people use the stuff in the tub. I prefer real butter, aka stick butter. Looks like someone put their thing in my butter, but it's because I went to microwave it because it was cold and a little bit melted out, and for some reason it made that weird indentation. Alright, we're going to go ahead and crank this up to a 7 or a 6. Let's go ahead and spread on our Soften the butter. We want a lot of butter because that's how we're gonna get the flavor and the crisp of the bread we want for the grilled cheese like consistency we're looking for. Now you can use mayonnaise or Miracle Whip as well. Some people like to do that instead of butter, and it does work. I'm actually gonna do a video where I do grilled cheese comparisons between butter, margarine, mayonnaise, and Miracle Whip to see which one actually works the best. So a little bit more butter. Alright. One of the reasons we want a good coat of butter is because we want the seasonings to stick. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to put down bread. Or we're going to put down a slice of cheese. So we want to go ahead and open that slice of cheese now. Turn that down just a little bit because this is gonna start sizzling. Alright, let's lay down the ham. We're gonna lay down. Let's actually move this cheese to one side. And since this is wide enough cheese, or wide enough bread, we can actually. There we go. We're going to go ahead and fry this ham a little bit before we put it on because it's a little thick and we do want it to be warm. We don't need to do it long. We're just trying to make sure that the ham will be warm enough for the sandwich. Because the last thing you want is some gooey cheese with some cold ham. So we're going to go ahead and now, I don't recommend you do it with your bare hands like me, but I have enough experience to where I can do this. Again, I do not recommend that you do this yourself, but you will get burned if you don't know what you're doing. Now we're trying to wait. Once the cheese starts to look a little melty, that's when we're going to start putting everything on top of it and flipping it over. But right now we want to get a nice good cook on this ham. hide one single piece of cheese on the inside. Actually, no. We don't need to do that. We can do a full on 1.5. And then we're going to do a 1.5 on the other side as well. I didn't realize my spatula was dirty. Now, as easy as it is for me to flip the ham, I don't want to be flipping the whole sandwich in my hand, so. Alright, last slice of ham. Go ahead and get these last bit of cheese opened. Whew. Oswaldo. I just don't want anyone burning themselves doing what I'm doing. That's why I said, don't do what I'm doing at home. Use your spatula, use some tongs, use a fork, use a spoon. I don't need to, but I recommend, in fact, I insist that you do. Oh, yep. Alright, got the last piece of ham on the sandwich. Let's go ahead and cross that over. Hit that with the last piece of bread. Okay, we're going to hit this with a splash of garlic salt, a splash of onion powder, the tiniest bit of Laura's seasoning salt, Italian herbs and seasoning. Oh, that one's not open. Alright, let's be careful flipping this. Oh yeah. We can go ahead and crank it up. And what we'll do is we'll hit this side with a little bit of seasoning, and then just before we're done, we'll flip it back over this side for just like a minute. Wait, oh, I already put it back. Alright. And you don't know where the heck you sat your last seasoning. Nope, not yet. I flipped that a little early, but what I'm going to do to save this sandwich is I'm going to throw it in the air fryer for like 3 minutes. Unfortunately, to properly cook this sandwich all the way through with its thickness, this is my only choice to still be left with crispy bread. So now that both sides are golden brown, we're going to throw in the air fryer. We're going to throw in the air fryer for just a few minutes. Probably 400 for about 3 minutes, just until the bread gets nice and firm. Now you could also throw it in the toaster oven, but you still want to cook in the skillet because that's how you get that buttery grilled flavor. All right. Now we deglaze the pan and wash. And while we do that, I'm going to cut some cubed ham and wait for the sandwich to finish. So this cubed ham is actually going to be for the freezer, and this is going to be for later meals. So what I'm doing now is I'm keeping up the rest of my leftover ham, and I'm going to put it into little squares, but perfect size squares for something like a breakfast burrito or a scramble or anything like that. Actually, why don't we? No, this is the best lighting. We'll go. The goal is to take off all the gristle and fat pieces that I can, because I don't need that. Actually, can I cut anything off of this? I can. Alright. Let's say that's enough of that meat. Alright. Now you see we got almost all the meat off. Throw that away. Let me just chop it up. Doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it probably won't be. Not unless you get like a ham loaf. This thing had a big bone through it, lots of skin. Obviously that means it's going to be difficult to make perfect squares. But you're just trying to make, smaller pieces. Something that'll be easy to fry up in a skillet with some eggs and some shallots and maybe some brown sausage or some mushrooms or maybe some spinach. Really depends on how you like it. I'm going for smaller cubes. Fortunately, that means a little more work, but they get fried up faster. They're easier to put into stuff when they're little pieces. Now let's check that sandwich. I had to flip the sandwich over and put it in for another 2 minutes. The trick to skinning is to stick as close to the meat as possible so you waste the least amount. Like look how Look how thin I made that pork skin. Alright, let's check on the sandwich now. Alright, we're gonna deal with that sandwich in just a moment. Let's go ahead and cube up the rest of this ham. See, that's one of my cooking tricks. I've learned exactly how to tell how thin something is by slicing the knife against my thumb. So like when I'm doing it like this, I know exactly how far away it is, and that's the only reason I cut down like that. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to cut yourself. So again, careful replicating what I do. Just because I do it doesn't mean you should. I've been doing this a long time, and I know what I'm doing. And just like that, I've now got over a pound of cubed ham for anything I want. And there we have it. A nicely toasted hot ham and cheese sandwich. The perfect way. Seasoned, fat pieces of ham, perfect amount of cheese. Don't forget to like and subscribe and come back for my more live reviews, live cooking, shorts, jokes, and much more content to come. Until next time, Crazy Kyle out.